Reddit. What's the funniest thing that a random stranger said to you that made you die laughing inside? Movie just ended. Me and my dad joined the mad rush to the bathrooms. Urinals are packed. It's our turn, we doing our business. Suddenly someone rips a hug fart. Lol, it's pretty funny, but we all have manners. Still peeing. Suddenly this dude proclaims it was me and runs out the door. Whole bathroom erupts in laughter. Something from high school I'll always remember, it kind of looks like Texas. If Texas didn't look like Texas destroyed me, lol. I must have been about 10 or 11. I sat down on a bench next to an old guy to sort my shoe out. I took my shoe off and he just turns to me and says, "Are they golfing socks?" I look at him with a completely blank look on my face thinking WTF. As I looked away he just said, "There's a hole in one." Perfection. Thanks for this. A few years ago I let my friend cut my hair. It did not go well. I was living in Philadelphia at the time and was walking through South Philly when I passed two strangers in the middle of the conversation. As I pass, one of them says to the other, "Hold up, I gotta talk to this guy." He proceeds to shout to me, "Ayo, your hair looks like shit. Come over here." I was amused, partially because of his bluntness and partially because he wasn't wrong. I was curious, so I walked over to him. He says, "Look, a buddy of mine owns a barber shop 2 blocks away. Here's his business card. I'll write my name on there. If you mention that I sent you, he'll give you a good deal." Bruh, but seriously, take care of that shit. I never ended up going to his friend's shop, but I frequently use this story as the perfect example of Philly culture. Rude, blunt and in your face, yet somehow coming from a place of genuine care. A few months ago I was waiting at a road crossing with loads of other strangers, waiting for the man to turn green. This was a busy main road in my city. A little girl on the other side of the road did the most accurate impression of the beep beep that the crossing makes, so blind people know it's safe to cross, and the entire crowd of people just stepped into the road. I had seen her do it, so I stayed put, but I couldn't stop laughing. My girlfriend was confused. 50 adults pranked by one absolute genius 6-ish-year-old. It was magical. May of 2000. Passing through Norwood, Louisiana with a friend. At around 2 in the afternoon we stopped to gas up / grab some snacks at the most podunk gas station known to man. A young man, extremely agitated, comes in with frustrated gestures and angrily shouts / gestures at the cashier with an accent that is beyond region, beyond stereotyping, beyond anything I have heard before. Where da goddamn Wally Melon's at the top of lungs, approaching hysteria and tears. This reminds me of the time I asked for directions in South Georgia, and it went like this. Go down there and take a left us. Then go past the gas station us. Okay then yawn us. Yawn. Yeah. Then yawn. Took us forever to realize she was saying then you're on your own. The college I attend frequently has local elementary and middle school kids on tours, especially on Fridays. One particular Friday I was in line for the cafeteria when a group of kids came walking by with a tour guide. One kinda chubby little dude looked a bit uncomfortable. He was biting his lip a little and sweating. This part of the tour is usually when they have a bathroom break, and clearly Buddy needed to go. At this point I should note that the bathrooms are visible from where we are standing. But the tour guide, a fellow student of mine, didn't seem to notice. She just kept going on and on, talking about the history of the building. I watched this kid go from nervous to deeply anxious to visibly clenching over a span of about 3 minutes. He's staring at the stick-figure dude on the men's bathroom sign as if it was the risen Christ. Miss Tour Guide takes a break in her spiel. I figure she's done. The next words out of her mouth will be wants to free this boy from the purgatory that is having to use the bathroom on a school trip. It'll be over. He'll be free. What followed, instead, was this. So in 1995, a professor named ABC, Kalamazoo Move Lady, I'm gonna shit my ass. He ran past her to the bathroom and presumably destroyed it. Poor guy. Had the entire line in tears with laughter though. When I was a freshman in college I had a pair of rainbow bell bottoms I made and wore a lot. I walking through the city back to the dorms when a guy rode up behind me on a bicycle. He was old, had long, scraggly grey hair and a bright red and yellow windsuit on. He rode beside me for a second, stared and then yelled, "Miss, your pants are hot," quiet, and the rode away into the sunset. It was so random and hilarious. Every time I wore those pants my friends would run up behind me and yell, "Your pants are HW80. Something I overheard as two kids walked past our caravan park site, a rumbling boom of distant thunder. Kid 1. I like thunder. It sounds like a 200-year-old dog who's retired and helps old people who are blind to get around. Kid 2. Silence. Kid 1. You know? Kid 2. But why is it retired? Kid 1. Because it's old. Kid 2. But it's still helping blind people. Kid 1. Silence. Just the other day, checking out at the Cracker Barrel, the older gentleman ringing my wife up accidentally said, with all confidence, "Have a thank you." I once was canoeing with my fiance for the first time and we were having a bit of trouble at first getting a rhythm going, so we were along the edge of the water hitting the canal. This random couple was walking along the wall and said to his wife, while pointing at us, "AHH canoeing. The true test of love, my fiance," and I bursted into laughter for 20 minutes and then finally got our rhythm together. You and your sister look exactly alike. My sister was adopted from Asia. I'm so white I freckle instead of tan. I just about died of laughter because the woman actually meant it. For context, she'd met my sister a couple weeks before, but I hadn't been there and she'd mistaken me for my sister. I was at a 50th wedding anniversary party and there were lots of elderly people in attendance. An old man was standing next to me and said, "It looks like a fucking graveyard in here." I literally spit my beer out. We were outdoors. The kicker was the guy was close to the same age as everyone else. I'm in the bathroom at work washing my hands, and one of the professors that I don't think I've ever actually spoken to comes in and starts washing her lanyard in the sink. I try to make small talk with work people, even though I suck at it, so I try to strike up a conversation that goes down as follows. "Morning. I spilled coffee on my lanyard and now it's all sticky. Blah. That's the worst." At this point she turns off the faucet and looks at me completely deadpan with eyes that said she wanted to feed me my own innards and said, "I think genocide is worse." So I awkwardly mumbled, "Yeah, okay, bye, have a nice day," and quickly escaped. It's turned into a running joke in my office now though. Anything from the printer being out of toner to a fire drill on a cold day is literally worse than genocide. I was doing tech support over the phone for an internet company at a call center. I got a call from an elderly woman because her internet stopped working. After checking remotely that the modem was working and that there was no issues on her area, I was scheduling a visit from one of our technicians when she suddenly says, "Oh, I know what happened. The cat was playing around the router yesterday." Right, you think it took a cable or something? No, he probably took away the Wi-Fi. You mean like he moved the router? No, he probably took the airwaves of the Wi-Fi. You know how cats see things we can't. He surely say the Wi-Fi signal, grabbed it and took it away. It took all my willpower to not laugh in her face and finish the call. In high school we were walking down the hall to the buses and I heard two girls in a conversation that cracked me up and confused me. Girl 1, "Yeah, I'm going to random guy's house tonight." Something to the effect of looking forward to it. Girl 2, "Ah, well, make sure you bring protection." Already kinda weird as they're just talking in the hall. Girl 1, "What? No, I'm not gonna be doing anything like that." Girl 2, "No, I meant like a knife or something." I've been laughing about that for a while now. My friend and I, both female, used to go to the Saturday market to buy fruit and veg. My friend is quite shy towards other people. I had just bought 2 huge watermelons and was carrying them, one arm each. As a guy walked past us, he shouted, "You've got nice big melons." Didn't say anything else, just kept walking. My friend was shocked, and I almost peed myself laughing so much. First day in basic training. All hell had broken loose. It was just screaming and confusion. I had an instructor come up to me with another new kid in tow and yell, "Trainee, do you know where the latrine is? I want you to escort this trainee to the latrine so he can go sick himself in the proper facilities." I didn't know where they were, but figured I'd give it my best shot. So myself and this kid walk outside. I look over at him and he's greenish, kind of whimper crying, and hunched over. We take 2 steps outside when he pops. Projectile vomit all over the ground. Huge mess. I look up and see an even bigger, scarier instructor rounding the corner about 15 feet in front of us. He walks up, looks the kid in the eye, and with an icy hatred, says, "What the fuck did you just do to my ground? Do you really hate my ground so much you'd sick yourself on it? I want you to apologize to my ground and then clean yourself up." I nearly lost it. The kid whimpered out a "Sorry, I puked on you" ground, and we were on our way. In college, this one girl in the front of the room chimes in on something and mentioned that her eyes change color during the summer every year from blue to green. This black dude in the back of the class whispers to his friend, "Yeah bitch," and I turn white in winter. I had to remove myself immediately before I made a scene from laughing so hard. Okay, the laughter was not entirely inside, but years ago on the subway in New York, a crazy dude walks on the train and screams at everyone, "You're all going to hell," and then steps off as the doors close. Total silence as the weirdness of the moment settles in. Then, without missing a beat, guy across from me goes, "Shit, I thought this train was going to Harlem." Entire subway car of cynical New Yorkers bursts out laughing. You have a message from the funny man. Like and sub for nothing in return.